Alperen Sengun dropped 39 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists in the season opener versus OKC. In complete control, hitting tough shots, dominating inside, finding teammates. But by far the most impressive part was a career-high 5 threes made on 8 attempts. It might have shocked some of y'all, but having seen Sengun 2.0 this offseason in the EuroBasket, I wasn't surprised at all. Also, make sure to stick around till the end of the video because I'll tell you why this version of Sengun might be absolutely unstoppable this season. Now, I know the Rockets ended up losing in the overtime, but that doesn't even matter. What stood out to me is that Sengun looked different. Confident, smooth, and dangerous from everywhere. For years, the one real criticism of Sengun was his outside shooting. Everyone knew he could pass, post up, rebound, and even make smart reads, but the jumper? That was supposed to be the missing piece. And evidently, that's exactly what he spent this summer fixing. I mean, you could feel it from the opening minutes. This wasn't the same Sengun we've known for the first 4 years of his career. Let's break down some actual plays that illustrate it perfectly. It starts right from the opening possession. The Rockets roll out a massive lineup: Amen Thompson, Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith, Steven Adams, and Sengun. Amen runs a pick and roll with Adams and OKC's defense collapses. Chet Holmgren guarding Sengun takes one step towards the paint to help, and that's all Sengun needs. He's standing quite a few feet out from the three-point line, catches it, and lets it fly. I know he missed, but it's the lack of hesitation that matters. Last season, he wouldn't even consider taking that. Now, that's the first shot of the game. I think it reflects on both how much the Rockets trust him and how much he trusts himself. Later, Houston runs a fast break. Amen Thompson again leading the charge, and this time OKC experiments by putting Alex Caruso on Sengun. The same trick OKC tried against Jokic last year. Sengun trails the play, spots up above the break, and knocks down a 3 in rhythm. That's the kind of trailing big shot you see from elite stretch fives, like Brook Lopez, Al Horford, and now Sengun is starting to hit them too. He's flowing into the offense and punishing defenses before they even get set. Then a classic example of why he's suddenly terrifying. Durant isolates against Lou Dort, OKC sends a quick double, and the ball swings to Sengun. Cason Wallace recovers quickly, hand right in his face, but Alpi shoots anyway. Bang, another 3. That's the shot that defenses used to want him to take. Now it's a problem. And the dynamic with Durant? It's honestly deadly. If you double KD, Sengun burns you from deep. If you stay close on Sengun, Durant gets a clean look and it becomes an impossible choice. Then came the play that got Durant off his seat, hyping Sengun up like a proud big brother.
No, they've got a good opponent on the opposite side. Sengun got the contact! Bang in the bucket, Sengun!
Houston runs an inverted pick and roll with Sengun handling the rock. Holmgren slides his feet well, but Sengun faces up, gives a shoulder fake, and hits a contested jumper plus the foul. That's not a big man move, that's a guard move. KD's reaction on the bench said it all. He knows exactly what this means. Sengun has evolved big time. I mean, there's a reason why Steve Nash called him one of the most skilled bigs on LeBron's podcast.
Houston, I think you think of it as these two bigs, but you got one who's one of the most skilled bigs in the game, maybe ever, in Sengun.
Or why KD tweeted out different when reacting to Alpi's highlight from the EuroBasket preparation games.
Und Thiemann, allesamt 4 Fouls, Sengun, Spin Move, durch in die Zone.
This guy is the next great European superstar. And if this three-point shooting continues, if let's say he becomes a 35 to 38% shooter on volume, then this version of Sengun might be completely unguardable, and I'll tell you why in just a bit. But first, do you know who's best at guarding you from all these hackers and scammers online? That's right, NordVPN. If you're online as much as I am, you're probably getting tracked without realizing and are at risk at also getting hacked or scammed. That's why NordVPN is essential. It hides your real location, encrypts your connection, a fancy word for making it untraceable, and keeps your data safe whether you're at home or on public Wi-Fi. And with Threat Protection Pro, it automatically blocks malicious websites, ads, and phishing attempts before they can do any harm. Plus, NordVPN basically unlocks content from anywhere in the world. You can switch your virtual location in one click and access any content that's geo-restricted. For me, that's usually some random overseas league games. So if you want to stay protected and explore the internet without any limitations, go to nordvpn.com/outsidetheNBA. We have a special deal on a 2-year plan with 4 months for free, so check it all out in the description below or the pinned comment. Now back to Sengun. The craziest part is that none of this came out of nowhere. A lot of people were shocked to see him take 8 threes in the opener, but if you watched him with the Turkish national team at the EuroBasket, you saw this version already forming. That tournament basically unlocked Alpi. Sengun averaged 21.6 points, 10.1 rebounds, and 6.6 assists in just over 30 minutes per game, and shooting 55% from the field. He led Turkiye to a historic medal run and looked dominant doing it. But the biggest difference was how he was used. For Turkiye, he had the ball in his hands constantly, operating from the low and high post as the offensive hub. He was basically in a system that gave him full trust and freedom, and that's where the confidence came from. You see, Sengun was taking around 2.5 threes per game and making 32% of those. That's double the volume to what he averaged in his NBA career so far. And remember, the games were 8 minutes shorter. For example, in this game against Serbia and Jokic, he went 4 for 7 from deep. That's 4 threes in a head-to-head with the best center in the world and a win to his column. And it wasn't like Sengun was just shooting spot-ups. Turkiye used him in pick and pops, as a trailer in transition, even as a ball handler in inverted pick and rolls. Looking back now, that tournament was the perfect preparation for what we're seeing right now in the NBA. Basically, it wasn't an off-season where he was just isolated in a gym for 3 months. He played meaningful minutes and had to carry a national team as their leader, expanding his range and building confidence in the process. That kind of growth only happens in competition, not empty workouts. So when you see him pulling up confidently from deep now, it's because he had the opportunity to sharpen that skill versus real defense, real competition, and in some real pressure. Okay, so why do I keep saying that this Sengun 2.0 changes everything? You see, before, defenders could just sag off him, pack the paint, and clog passing lanes. Sengun couldn't really punish that with 27% on 1.2 attempts per game. But now, you give him that space, he's letting it fly. And when a guy who already destroys you in the post starts stretching the floor, that's a nightmare. Just as we saw it all against OKC. Those 8 attempts felt natural and effortless. No thinking, no hesitation. Once defenders like Chet Holmgren had to step out, it opened up everything else. That's the domino effect. Sengun's improved shooting doesn't just make him better, it makes everyone around him better. When he spaces the floor, Amen Thompson and Reed Shepherd have more room to attack. Kevin Durant also gets cleaner isolations because defenses can't send extra help. The whole Rockets offense just breathes better. And what separates Sengun from other bigs who can shoot is that he's not just a shooter now, but he's a playmaker who can shoot. If you guard him close, he drives and finds cutters. If you drop, he shoots. If you help, he passes. It's the same chain reaction that makes Jokic so impossible to guard. Take one thing away and he kills you with another. So yeah, what we saw against OKC wasn't just some random hot night. I believe it was a preview of what's coming this year. Do you guys agree with me? Did we just witness the start of Sengun's breakout into a superstar season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more NBA takes through an overseas lens.